A platform built on private conversations and closed communities is now asking users to scan their faces and hand over government IDs. But somehow, that's not even the worst part. Discord started as a simple voice chat app for gamers. Less than a decade later, it's become the default hangout spot for over 200 million people every month. Today, global brands are quietly paying server owners to promote products inside their communities, while some of the biggest creators on the planet are building massive servers to interact with hundreds of thousands of fans directly. At one point, Discord was even valued at $15 billion. But in 2026, Discord made a mistake that shattered its credibility overnight. Over the past few days, a chain reaction of events has exposed a consistent pattern of misleading lies and corporate greed.
And just a few hours ago, they put out an announcement about some big upcoming changes to Discord that they may as well have just announced they're shutting down.
The fallout has already pushed thousands of users to leave the platform due to concerns about the privacy and security of their data. But this recent controversy is only the tip of the iceberg, and when you zoom out, a far more disturbing picture begins to appear. Apart from the growing questions about how Discord manages its user data, governments have accused the platform of leaving underage users exposed to and violent content, and allowing extremist hate groups to use its platform.
Before white supremacists, neo-Nazis, and white nationalists marched in Charlottesville, Virginia in August, they were organizing behind a computer screen. And a lot of that organizing happened through a messaging service called Discord.
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be breaking down the controversy surrounding Discord's new age verification policy and diving into the company's long track record of choices that kept putting its users at risk. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure to do so, and let's get into the video. Discord launched in May 2015. At a time when gamers were already used to bouncing between TeamSpeak, Skype, and Mumble. Its founder, Jason Citron, noticed how difficult it was for players to coordinate tactics in multiplayer games like League of Legends. Existing voice chat services were clunky and often demanded too much processing power, so he created a lightweight, easy-to-use chat platform designed specifically for gamers. That clarity of purpose is what gave Discord its early edge, and it quickly caught on within esports communities and LAN tournament circles. This helped the platform reach 10 million active monthly users in just 2 years with little to no marketing. By the end of 2020, that number had climbed to roughly 100 million. Unlike most social media platforms today, which mainly focus on creating and consuming content, Discord was built around communities. Users could join servers centered around shared interests and build personal connections online. Because of that, Discord didn't stay limited to only gamers for long. Streamers and YouTubers started using the app to interact with fans. Soon, even professionals across different industries started networking and collaborating inside private servers. As of 2026, the platform attracts more than 250 million users every month, making it one of the most used social platforms across the world. But that rapid growth was about to become Discord's biggest liability. For most of its rise into the mainstream, Discord managed to stay out of public scandals, especially compared to companies like Meta and X. But while the headlines were focused somewhere else, Discord has been dealing with problems it hoped no one else would notice. For instance, in order to monetize on its large user base, Discord launched the Nitro subscription in 2017, which gives paid users a set of premium features like app customization and a larger upload limit. On paper, it was a straightforward monetization strategy, but in practice, it became one of Discord's first major sources of backlash. Over time, users began complaining that canceling Nitro was unnecessarily complicated. By December 2024, these complaints escalated into a class action lawsuit accusing the company of making the subscription deliberately difficult to cancel. On the surface, it may seem like a minor issue, but small deceptive tactics like this are often an indicator of how a company sees the people who use its platform. And when you look a little closer at Discord's journey, these warning signs feel genuinely concerning. In 2018, the company announced a major funding round that included investment from Tencent, which is one of the largest tech conglomerates in China. For some context, Tencent has well-documented ties to the Chinese government, with a controversial history involving large-scale data collection and surveillance practices. So, for a platform built on private conversations and closed communities, even the perception of influence from giants like Tencent is enough to unsettle users. But the Tencent investment wasn't the only red flag in Discord's history. Before creating Discord, Jason Citron launched a mobile gaming network in 2009 called OpenFaint. The app allowed mobile players to track achievements, compare high scores, and challenge friends across different games. In many ways, it was the same core concept he would later expand on with Discord. However, the similarities went beyond just sharing a community-driven model. Just 2 years later in 2011, OpenFaint was hit with a class action lawsuit. The company was accused of collecting users' personal information, including browsing history, activity across other apps, and even GPS location data without permission. All this information was then allegedly sold to third-party marketing agencies. Despite the controversy, Jason managed to sell OpenFaint for almost $100 million and moved on, eventually building the platform that would become Discord. And honestly, the only thing different now is that you don't need a lawsuit to see the data collection. You just need to read Discord's own privacy policy. On its privacy page, Discord accepts that it collects your account details, payment information, and data tied to any linked services. It records information about your device, your operating system, and even aspects of how you interact with apps and websites. To make it even more scary, Discord goes as far as to record every text message, voice message, image, file, and piece of media you share inside of servers or direct messages, which is, of course, very different from the cozy digital hangout space Discord likes to market itself as. But this branding has clearly convinced millions of users to unwillingly hand over huge parts of their personal lives to this app, without even realizing how much they're giving away. It's amazing how well they've marketed this application. It's essentially malware. I'm amazed how mainstream it's become, staggering when you think what it actually is collecting. Like most tech companies, Discord claims to collect all of this data to, quote, improve its services and make the platform safe for its users. But looking at the track record, it might actually be one of the worst platforms when it comes to protecting its customers. Over the years, Discord has been a favorite of extremist and hate communities to reach a wider audience and promote their propaganda. A research article published in 2021 found several dozen servers directly connected to white supremacist, neo-Nazi, and other extremist groups. Researchers found that these groups use the platform to radicalize and recruit new members. For instance, in 2020, a journalist found multiple active Boogaloo servers on Discord. For those who don't know, Boogaloo is an extremist anti-government movement that wants to start a second American Civil War. In some extreme cases, the consequences of such groups being able to easily communicate on social platforms have led to horrific tragedies. In 2017, some white supremacists, neo-Nazis, and members of other alt-right movements organized the Unite the Right rally to promote their degenerate ideologies. The rally eventually ended when a white supremacist member injured more than 30 people and unalived a 32-year-old woman by ramming his car into a crowd of counter-protesters. Later, when investigators looked into the incident, they found that the entire rally had been planned and organized on a Discord server, where they even talked about how they'd attack and the counter-protesters. Unsurprisingly, Discord immediately deleted these servers once they were exposed. But the problem is that many of them were exposed by journalists and investigators first, which makes you question how effective Discord's own moderation systems really are. And speaking of people's personal information ending up where it shouldn't, today's video is sponsored by Incogni. Here's something that's actually kind of unsettling. There are thousands of data brokers out there right now hoarding your full name, home address, phone number, even information about your relatives, and selling it to whoever's buying. That could be a marketing company, sure, but that could also be someone with way worse intentions. Identity theft, scam calls that know suspiciously specific details about you, or just some stranger on the internet pulling up your home address because they didn't like your opinion. Incogni contacts these data brokers on your behalf and gets your information removed. Their custom removals feature on the unlimited plan even lets you flag specific sites where your data is showing up. Go to incogni.com/internetanarchist and use code internetanarchist for 60% off. Once again, go to incogni.com/internetanarchist and use code internetanarchist for 60% off. With that being said, let's get back into the video. On top of that, shutting down the servers doesn't really prevent these disgusting criminals from using the platform again. But if extremist networks slipping through the cracks isn't disturbing enough, there are also predators lurking on Discord who face no problem in exploiting underage users. In 2024, Discord and its CEO submitted a written testimony to the US Senate claiming Discord has a zero-tolerance policy for content or conduct that endangers or sexualizes children. Our community guidelines prohibit CSAM and child sexualization. We do not allow CSAM on Discord, including AI-generated, photorealistic CSAM. But the thing is, when law firms openly advertise services to help families file lawsuits against Discord over allegations of child exploitation, it makes you wonder how serious this zero-tolerance policy is. In fact, YouTuber No Text to Speech recently made a really detailed video talking about the CSAM problem on Discord. He found multiple servers where underage users were literally selling their private images directly to PDF files. To make it even worse, servers and accounts that are run by predators and sell CSAM can run paid promotions to attract buyers.
There's a website called Discadia, but if you search for something as simple as 13-17 talking about an age range, you can see this is the first result on my screen. Gay Boys Club Gateway. Predators are making and buying thousands of Discord accounts to spread and sell CSAM all across Discord. Chances are, if you've been on Discord long enough, you have seen an account like this. This account's username is lesbian stuff. You would think, Discord, a f***ing ginormous tech platform, couldn't have an AI that would look at this username and be like, you know what? Maybe this is illegal and we should ban this account.
The fact that Discord is constantly collecting and storing data on every single user, but still cannot ban these accounts is genuinely concerning. This article that was published just a few months ago analyzed the data that Discord itself provided to the EU regulators and found that almost 86% of the total recorded violations were related to child safety. Plus, some of the accounts had more than 100 such violations but were still active at the time of reporting, which again goes on to show how effective Discord's zero-tolerance policy against CSAM really is. To give you an idea of how confident governments are about the safety of underage users on Discord, in October 2024, Turkey banned the platform due to suspicion of child abuse. In April 2025, the Attorney General of New Jersey sued Discord for illegal practices that expose kids to predators and SA, and top comments under the no text-to-speech video perfectly reflect how the internet feels about these policies. Adding nitro features is more important than hiring actual moderators. By not taking this issue so seriously, Discord is in part responsible for the predators running rampant on their platform, and their executives need to be held accountable for it. So when Discord finally decided to address these concerns, you'd think they'd learned their lesson. Instead, they sparked the biggest backlash in the platform's history, which now threatens its very existence. After mounting pressure for stronger child safety measures, Discord released a statement on February 9th, 2026, saying that starting next month, they'll be, quote, expanding teen safety protections worldwide, including teen by default settings, and age assurance designed to create safer experiences for teens. Which sounds reasonable on the surface, except there was one problem. To verify their age, users would need to submit facial scans and upload photos of their government-issued IDs. As you can expect, the reaction from the entire internet was overwhelmingly negative.
What a terrible idea. If I had to come up with a way to get everyone off of Discord, this is what I would come up with.
F you, Discord. I'm not trusting you with my effing ID. My account has been around for 8 years. Am I seriously going to have to scan my face to prove I'm an adult? What, do they think I joined when I was 4 to 9 years old? What a shitty decision. The outrage got even worse when some people resurfaced an incident from September 2025 when a data breach exposed ID photos of more than 70,000 Discord users. When users demanded answers, Discord dodged responsibility entirely, blaming a third-party vendor instead of addressing the breach directly. So months later, when they shamelessly started asking everyone to submit their ID, it's no surprise that people straight up refused, and many users have decided to leave the platform altogether. Sorry if my options are upload government ID or cancel subscription. The choice is obvious. I'd rather redo everything I have on Discord than consent to facial scans or send my photo ID to a company that can't be trusted with people's info. Your assurances mean nothing when you have proven time and again that you are not trustworthy. The backlash was so severe that Discord was forced to backpedal within 24 hours. The very next day, Discord was forced to release a lengthy press release trying to calm the outrage, backtracking on their original announcement and clarifying that, quote, Discord is not requiring everyone to complete a face scan or upload an ID to use Discord. The vast majority of people can continue using Discord exactly as they do today, without ever being asked to confirm their age. They explained that for most users, age will be confirmed by using user data they already have and running it through AI age prediction technology. To reassure people about that data breach in September, they have also revealed that they changed their third-party vendor. And if a user is ever required to do a facial scan or upload ID, Discord claimed that the data will remain on the user's device and will not be sent to the third-party vendor. But in this desperate attempt of doing damage control, Discord ended up digging its grave even deeper. At first, users criticized the approach to go with AI verification, considering how messy it has been for other platforms like Roblox. When people dug deeper into Discord's age prediction technology, they discovered the company's new third-party vendor was Persona, a US-based identity verification company. And a quick glance at Persona's privacy policy revealed something troubling. The company does in fact collect personal information from users, including government documents, which means Discord had, once again, lied to its users about how their data would be handled. But even that wasn't the worst part of the story. In 2025, Persona received a massive investment from Palantir, which is a powerful data analytics company co-founded by Peter Thiel. And apart from being in the Epstein files, Peter Thiel has received a lot of criticism for his close links with the US government. Experts also believe that his company Palantir provides the government and law enforcement agencies with vast amounts of user data and surveillance tools designed to monitor and target political opponents. Naturally, these new details only added fuel to the public outrage. Great, well, I'm deleting my Discord account. If anything that has Peter Thiel a part of it. Anything connected to Peter Thiel can immediately F off forever. I don't even necessarily have a problem with age verification, but surely there's a less awful way to implement it, one which does not involve Thiel. To avoid more criticism, Discord quietly ended its partnership with Persona on February 14th, but it barely did anything to calm the community down. For now, the story is still developing, and how it ends is entirely in Discord's hands. Whatever the company chooses to do in the coming weeks will show how it wants to treat millions of users moving forwards. Unfortunately, it's unlikely that even with such intense outrage, a company as big as Discord will face any long-term consequences. But after seeing it mislead the community and repeatedly fail to protect its users, do we really want to give it another chance?